Hi everyone, Mickey Jacobs here. Welcome to Angel Chat, 5 p.m. here Pacific time. Let me see who's on today. The usual people that always say hi, and some new people maybe. So it is a noisy evening with the kids here around us. Ladybug. So I missed you. Was that? Yeah, we were on 2 weeks ago. Sorry I cannot do it every week. A lot of requests for that. But a little bit, my chain is not quite good. But a little bit demanding schedule. So I have to do it twice a month. But I miss you and wait for you. And I'm glad that we are here. Hello, Kelly. Is it? No, yeah, Kelly. Hi. Oh, hi, Kim. Hi, honey. And Marie. Marie. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know if I recognize your name, Marie, but certainly Kim and Kelly. Thank you very much, guys. So today we're talking about, as I mentioned in my description, obviously a sensitive subject, as every passing, every loss is, specifically about the loss of a child. So very... we're going reading tonight. No, I'm not, Maria, actually. I do not do reading in my angel chat because I do them all day long. And I basically focus my angel chat video on teaching and actually not reading. So I'm sorry to disappoint you. So today we're going to talk about the concept of losing a child from a spiritual perspective, as you know, which is give a completely different perspective than what we look at it, which obviously it is the ultimate grief naturally for parents to lose their child at any age, specifically young children or babies, who I'm going to focus on today. So this is a topic where every topic oh, my glasses fell. Every topic, obviously, but specifically this topic where I request to stay open-minded, to remember that this is a spiritual teaching. Try to move your mind aside in a way that sometimes to a spiritual topic, specifically difficult spiritual topics, we have to remind ourselves there is a deeper meaning to our life on planet Earth than what the five senses see, and that include the loss of a child or any loss to death. Hello, Kim. Thank you, honey. Oh, Moya, hi, honey. Oh, that's cute, honey. Hello, Moya. Hello, honey. So keep reminding yourself today throughout the video to kind of keep your mind open because, of course, that would be once again a different perspective. So the first thing I like to say about the loss of children or loss of babies, that they're not babies and they're not children, they're souls. Now this is, hello John, good to see you, honey. Now this is where you need to remember that I am presenting the perspective of our life on earth as it's related to our growth, our soul evolution, and our soul perspective. So yeah, when I say those are not children, those are not babies, I am talking about the higher self, meaning the soul within the body that experience life on planet Earth, and at the time of death the soul exit from the crown chakra and travel to the spirit world and go back home. So that's what I mean by any age, whatever age we lose a loved one, specifically babies and children, then it is important to remember that there is the whole perspective of the souls that and not just the physical body. Having said that, just because I present topics in my angel chat videos about spirituality, that does not take from the pain or from the tragedy or from the fact that it is once again the ultimate grief for parents to lose their children, specifically young people. Of course, we're not talking about that. It's completely two different perspectives. Here I'm presenting the perspective as to why children or baby die in such a young age without doing anything, just come to planet Earth and live, and the fact that the separate fact that it will always remain the ultimate grief. It should be grieved, it should be said. Just because there is a spiritual perspective doesn't mean that the physical body or the emotion of the surviving people, the family obviously, are not meant to grieve. Just because you're spiritually aware, you still experience grief and immense pain to something so tragic. However, so who is this? Oh, Isabel. Hello, honey. Hello. So as you heard me talk about previous topics, that our life is very much set by our soul prior to entering planet Earth, meaning we, not we Mickey, we the souls, very much plan any given incarnation, all the detail of the life alongside our spirit guide. Hello, Jamie. Thank you for coming, honey, for joining. So alongside our spirit guide, we planning the life within the blueprint, which is the detail of each specific life. We also include the time of birth, meaning when we enter planet Earth, as well as the when we exit time of death, when we die. Sometimes our soul choose a plan for a specific incarnation that come for 90 years. Sometimes our soul choose for 40 years. And sometimes the soul, our soul, plan an incarnation where it is include the detail of the exiting of the time of death is very young. Or as we call it on planet Earth, children or babies. Of course, oh, Jamie, I'm so sorry, honey. I did not know that you lost a daughter, Jamie. I'm so sorry, honey. This is just awful. So obviously, I'm hoping the video today would help you, Jamie. So yeah. So we are the one that plan the exit and the enter, meaning time of birth as well as time of death, as well as the manner of death, meaning how we exit planet Earth, whether it is an illness, whether it is an accident, whether it is any other way that the soul choose to exit planet Earth, despite how it look to us from the outside. Naturally, a car accident would look like an accident, but most time, we do exit planet Earth as it's related to our pre-designed plan as to the manner at the time that we exit planet Earth. So when I say children or babies, again, despite the pain, obviously, the souls, there is a reason why their souls chose to exit planet Earth as a child or as a baby. Naturally, a lot of people say, rightfully so, why would a child exit planet Earth so early? Well, there is a lot of reason to why certain event we choose in a certain incarnation. It's a little too noisy. There is a lot of reason as to, including sometimes balancing karma, meaning the soul need to balance its negative energy from previous lives, including lessons that the soul teaches the immediate souls, whether it is the family, including accelerate growth. So there is a lot of different reasons as to why a soul would exit planet Earth at the age of 7, and that would consider the child, obviously. So that is why I said at the beginning, open your mind and separate the tragedy and the pain from the perspective as why children die, because that was the decision of the soul. A lot of people say that, but it's look like an accident as we bring it up. It doesn't matter what it look like. Of course it's going to look like an accident. What other reason a child of the age of 2 would die? What other reason other than what it look like an accident? But it is not an accident. And if we chose a certain life and which we chose a certain time of birth and a time of death, that is when we will leave planet Earth, despite of how it's look, despite of the age of the person, of the child. Also, in the same way that the children are souls, Also, the parents are souls, meaning the agreement among the family unit, the parents, the sibling, the children, including the child that died young. It was all designed for those specific souls. So the souls of the parents were aware that they will incarnated into a life, that they would have a baby, they would be pregnant, they would have the birth, and then a child would die young for whatever it is, reason, for whatever age it is. So again, there is a much deeper reason, a much bigger perspective as to why children and baby dies. It's up to us to grow spiritually, to remember life after death, to remember our immortal natural state as a souls, to remember that this is just a school, and sometimes we enter planet Earth once again 90 years, and sometimes we enter other life 9 years. Everything underneath what it seemingly look like it tragic or bad luck or accident, it's not. It's very much have a very much deep reasoning behind it, not only as it's related to this life naturally, but as it's related to past lives. And the main reason is the time of death, the manner of death, the age of death has to do with growth. What is the soul? What can the soul accumulate by exiting planet Earth early? Naturally, obviously, over the years when I was working with grieving family, of course, this is not something that you jump from joy where you are indeed losing a child. It's easier to teach looking from the outside in and not experience the loss of a child. However, it's very obvious that parents that are spiritual in a way that open to the concept that there is a spiritual, deeper, more broadened reason as to why their child passed or their baby passed. To parents that do not believe that or close up to that, or the guilt, or they blame themselves or blame God. Maybe they didn't follow God's rules enough. Maybe they should have followed their religion and not live. So the mind, if it's not spiritual, to open to the concept that there is the sole reason behind exiting planet Earth so young, then I can see the difference between set of parents that spiritual, if we call it, and the one that don't, that the one that believe or open to the concept that the soul was fully aware that they would exit planet Earth early, are able to, I wouldn't say get over the grief, because that's inevitable that you would have to grieve, but able to speed it up, or the grief able to be a bit softer, or a little bit more negotiable, if you will, than parents that do not open to the concept of life after death or the concept of that I teach. Also, this is a subject that, as you've heard me say in previous videos, is you kind of apply the information to your own intuition, to your own knowledge, because as a spiritual teacher, I do not, hello Marianne, hello honey, as a spiritual teacher, I do not teach you anything new. My job, if you will, is to merely awaken your own memory. So with every spiritual teaching, whether it is a video or a live event or a book that you read, you apply it to your own intuition or knowingness or gut feeling. You will relate to the information. And if you do not relate to the information, let's say you watch video like mine and you say, well, that's ridiculous. Why would a 7-year-old die? Then you're not there. Not there, and we grow in our own pace. Maybe not there ready to open yourself to that. Nonetheless, from my experience, obviously over the years, channel spirit, hello Maria, hello honey, then that is the reasoning behind the death of a child, because everything is indeed governed as it's related to that soul and the surrounding soul, immediate family or the parents, that had the agreement prior to enter planet Earth as to that why the life was cut very short. Now, when it's come to the children and to those baby after death, they're not babies, they're souls, the same exact thing. When a baby dies, let's say a SID, which is sudden infant syndrome, they're not even few months old or less a time. You know, when the soul exits the body, when they cross over, it is not a baby, it's a soul. It's back to its natural form. So again, then it's something to keep in mind. Of course, the higher self that experience life within the body, when it's exit planet Earth, it would go through processes like all soul. A soul of a person that died at 90 years old and a soul of a baby that died at 2 months years old would go through the same processes. The soul of the baby would not get more support than the soul of an adult man that died, or woman that died at 90. It just doesn't go like that. Either way, when we exit the body at the time of death, we have a beautiful, beautiful process, or as I refer to it, as the afterlife processes, where we meet our spirit guides, depending on the soul's spiritual awareness, might interact with angels. There is a homecoming celebration where we meet other soulmates, which whom they were left in the spirit world. So pets, departed pets, come to greet us, but the age of the person that died on planet Earth has nothing to do with the similar processes that we go after that. So that we go after when the soul exits the body. So if you, God forbid, experience the loss of a child, like you, Jamie, with your daughter, or will know someone, that's a soothing thing, because first of all, they're not gone. In the same way that you lost a grandmother at 80 and you know the soul is with you, then the soul of your baby is with you. It's not a baby again, it's a soul. That soul would still gonna be with you, specifically knowing that grieving parents is the ultimate tragedy. So those souls are even more with the family until the parents themselves cross over and then everyone get together again. But until then, your child, if you lost a child, if you, God forbid, experience someone that you know losing a child, will lose a child, then the soul very much with you, very much with the parents, very much with the family, very anxious to give signs that indeed they are alive. So the problem is that it's hard for people to divide the concept that they are souls and not babies anymore, because over the years I had a lot of parents say, how is my baby going to give me signs? But it's a baby, it's 6 months old, it didn't even learn anything. It's not a baby, it's a soul, it's a completely different perspective. It's a powerful, immortal soul that came to planet Earth for whatever reason, whether it's decided to learn for 6 months, 2 months, 7 years, or 70. That was the time of death and its exit to the spirit world, and it's continue with the processes like all other human souls. So it doesn't matter. A lot of parents also tell me, my child was so young, who's gonna greet my child? The grandparents still here, the parents are still here, the sibling. It's a soul. We have a lot of beings that greet us when we cross over. We don't really need anyone to greet us because we immediately feel home. We actually quite glad to drop the body. Just because the physical body is so dense. So at the time of death, actually it's quite a freedom. Again, I'm talking about all soul, all ages. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, honey. Yes, yeah, oh, yes. Nalori, isn't it, Nalori? Of course your daughter is with you. That's the whole point why I started the video by saying they're not babies, they're not children, they're soul. Sometimes people take it the wrong way, as if it is cold. That's why I said at the beginning, it has nothing to do, Nalori, that I'm sure that was your biggest tragedy that you will ever experience. But your job, if we take you as an example, of course, is to know that there was a deeper reason as to why that happened. You know, learn from it. Learn from the passing. Honor the soul by reviewing what did I need to learn from it. For example, a lot of soul, hold on. No, Amy, pets are different. Pets have a different meaning in our life, very much meaningful in our life, pets, but different because they grow as a group, as we are grow as individual. So it's you can apply the same thing, honey. So again, although specifically for those who know me, how much I love animals, it's kind of have a different perspective. But back to the parents, when you accept the concept that even a baby die young or a child die young, there is the reasoning of the soul behind it. Honor the soul, learn, apply to yourself. What do I need to learn from it? I can give you a few examples that over the years kind of stand up where people ask me, oh, my pleasure, Amy. When people ask me, what can I possibly learn from the passing of my 12-year-old child that was raped and murdered? If you really open to the concept and you really apply that to yourself, you're going to realize that you perhaps have the opportunity to become a different person. Maybe you have the opportunity to help others that also suffer. Because parents come to me sometimes and everything is good and there is no tragedy. And the same person might come to me a year or two later and there is a tragedy, specifically a loss of a child. And the person is night and day, completely different. Maybe before they were not spiritual and now they are. Maybe before their priority in life were different and now they are. Maybe before they were not empathetic to people and now they are because they themselves experienced such a great loss. So again, there is no lesson for experiencing such a tragedy. I also like to tell people that tell me, well, I don't quite believe that teaching. Okay, of course, that's sure, not ready or just not willing to or not able to. But what would be the other option? Would the other option be God gives someone 90 years and take a child of the age of 7? What would be the other option, even from a logic perspective? What would be the other option as to why a baby died in their crib? Why a baby just died out of nowhere? Why do children have cancer? So I like to bring that because sometimes when I bring that to the person attention, that would give them also different kind of food for thought. Miscarriage. Good one, Kelly. Good one. Miscarriage, thank you for asking. That's actually quite a common what's up with my hair? Miscarriage is when a soul is not ready to enter planet Earth, yet get conceived, which sometimes that's happened. The soul, we call it a baby for lack of better word, create a miscarriage, and as I use the phrase, back off. Because as I said a few minutes ago, that the time of birth and the time of death is very much designed by the soul, precisely at that moment that would be enter planet Earth. If a soul is not ready to enter planet Earth, it would create a miscarriage, and sometimes it can even be similar to the concept of abortion in a way that the soul can influence the mom, or if there is a father, if there's parents, to actually abort. Because if it is the wrong timing, the soul most likely would not enter planet Earth. That's why I tell people, if you want to be a mom, if you know you want to experience parenting and you practice safe sex, which is a good idea anyway for young people, obviously. But in all seriousness, that's the concept of miscarriage. I hope you kind of understood, Kelly. But that's, I have a lot of souls that come forward from a miscarriage. And when I ask them as to why they backed off, there is a lot of different reasons. Sometimes a soul would say that it was the wrong father. Sometimes astrologically or divine timingly, it was the wrong time to come to planet Earth. Sometimes they foreseen that the mom physical body is not quite equipped to handle the birth. So there is a lot of different reasons. But again, it's the same as miscarriage. What? One woman have a miscarriage for no reason and the other one don't? everything have the decision, or rather the perspective of the soul. Everything is underneath the seemingly accident and kind of scattery events. Everything have a great meaning. So I hope that answer your question, Kelly. Thank you so much. So I appreciate it, everyone. I mean, as you know, I never want to go on and on with too long of a videos, but I hope you, for those of you that perhaps not quite open to the concept, maybe you can open your mind while hearing a topic like that. Maybe you can continue your spiritual education about that and see if you can be open for that. But I'm hoping that would help you a little bit. If, God forbid, you ever experience such a tragedy, such as a loss of a child, or if you know someone that you might be able to help with my teaching. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I will see you next time. Take good care. I love you all. Bye.